Hello, and welcome to the LifeWorks podcast, where we share lessons learned from the trenches of life and business to help you achieve more, live more, and be more. I am your host, Mark Botros.
In this episode, we will be talking about how to have that hard talk elegantly, and we'll be discussing 7 strategies to make sure tough talks go well. Hard talks are an inevitable part of the human experience. All of us encounter difficult and awkward situations at work and in our personal lives. And at the heart of those situations are, you guessed it, difficult and awkward people that are usually the source of the problem. No one, except perhaps psycho or sociopaths, wakes up in the morning intent on doing harm to other people. Most people do not think they are the bad guy. They genuinely act out of their own sense of goodwill. They genuinely think they are doing the right thing. So, how do you address them in a clear, elegant, and respectful way? 1. Understand all sides of the situation. The side that you saw, or the side that was presented to you by your informer, is just one side. There is always more to the story. For example, when police take statements from witnesses, they gather as many statements as possible to triangulate what actually happened. Before having your hard talk, you want to be sure you have a complete picture. So as you ask for quote-unquote statements, do so in a seeking to understand way, not in a witch hunt way. 2. Have all of your facts straight. The worst thing is to go into a hard talk misinformed with incorrect, little, or no information. The person you are talking to will immediately get defensive because they will jump to correct your facts and fill in what you don't know. They will become more entrenched in their position and won't be able to hear the genuine message you have for them. You will also have lost any credibility you had with them. Hard talks are sensitive and tender moments, and you want to go in overly informed. 3. Figure out what the real truth is. Once you have all of the perspectives, all of the context, and all of the facts, you then have to determine in your mind the real truth of things. Because we live in a world where truth is relative and people are quicker to believe their version of the truth than what is actual and real, you may need to provide some much needed perspective and insight that only your fact-finding could bring to light. Too often, once a person is convinced of their truth, they stop looking for the truth. And you may need to correct some people's perceptions about a situation or person. 4. Have that talk in private. The only time you correct or challenge someone in public is if they are being openly and blatantly obnoxious, disrespectful, and belligerent. And even then, you need to be cool about it. Don't take the bait. Just politely ask them to be quiet, sit down, or leave the room. As my friend, Admiral Sinclair Harris, used to say, taking the high road will always give you a better view. Otherwise, always have hard talks in private, away from prying ears. The best hard talks are done in private, over a meal, or even over a beverage. I've also had many hard talks while going on walks outside. The fresh air can be surprisingly disarming. 5. Put yourself in their shoes. How would you want to be addressed if the positions were reversed and you were the one on the receiving end? If you treat others the way you want to be treated, you will never go wrong. Go and do likewise. 6. Deliver the message with absolute clarity, but in a caring way. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Or, as my wife brilliantly puts it, You can say anything to anyone. It's all in how you say it. We want to be sure that we balance speaking our truth with diplomacy and tact. Saying, "You're terrible at this," will not improve the person or the situation. Instead, try it this way. I think you have an opportunity for growth here. How we say something makes all the difference. And finally, 7, have an action plan. What's the next step? It's not enough to simply give someone a piece of your mind. Every hard talk needs to have some kind of resolution or next action. Is it an improvement plan? A follow-on action? Is it an apology or forgiveness? More research and fact-finding? An evaluation period to see how the improvement is going? Or perhaps another hard talk? Having a next action shows a bias for solutions, seriousness, and care about the person and the situation. Let me ask you, when you have had hard talks in the past, what has worked for you? What mistakes and lessons have you made in having hard talks that would benefit someone else?
If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe or sign up for my free updates at my website at markabotros.com, and you'll never miss a post or an episode. And if you think that someone will benefit from this, please share with them. Please comment on it in social media and or connect with me personally. I would love to hear from you.